Yo, yo, yo. Tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Yes, you see the title. Gervonta Tank Davis pay-per-view coming up next month against Leo Santa Cruz. And there's some heavy rumors out there that he's having trouble with the weight. I know we still a good almost 30 days out from the fight. We got a lot of other action going on in boxing, but this is a hot topic. This is definitely a hot topic, and it shouldn't be ignored. It shouldn't be ignored right now. A lot of people talking about it. Tank Davis is just a hot topic, period. But whether you're a Tank fan, whether you're not a Tank fan, you kind of in between. This is something that is definitely a hot topic. I think we got VP Shane in the building.
Yep. Yo.
We got the VP Shane up in the building. What's going on, bro?
Everything's all good. Everything's just the same, same as every day.
Okay. We got a comment already. Jeffrey DeRowan. I like you already because we got the same first name. He said, I keep saying this, Santa Cruz will be more comfortable at the 130-pound weight than Davis.
Firstly, is Jeffrey new?
I've never seen him before, so if you can, Jeffrey, definitely subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram. It's gonna be mine is gonna be in the description box. Is a box with G5 Jeff TV on Instagram and G5 Jeff TV on Twitter. Give them yours real quick, Shane.
I'm Shane. But before you even do that, I was gonna say, moving on to your comment itself, I don't even know for sure if the fight's at 130. Has it been set at 130? It's definitely. So I knew they were gonna do it at 130 the beginning, but then I heard there was a chance it could potentially get moved back to 135. But now I don't know. It's probably at 130.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about 135. I heard 130. If it is at 135, that's news to me. Jeffrey also said, I just never comment. I watch though. Appreciate that.
Dope.
Appreciate
that's dope.
that. That's dope.
I mean, we is one thing pro, as you already know, is when you comment, you get put on the live. So
yeah, if you comment, you get put on the live. So that's what it is. We got my guy Matt in the building. He said, when is the fight? October 24th?
The week after Tiafimo, so yeah, October 24th.
October 24th, bro. October 24th. Jeffrey said no, the fight is at 130. That's what I thought. The fight is at 130. So
I originally thought that, but somebody said to me that there's a chance that it could be at 135.
All right, so let's get back to his
question. I think it was on a live. Somebody said that on one of these live.
Okay. Well, let's get back to his question. He said Santa Cruz will be more comfortable at the 130-pound weight limit than Davis. What's your original thoughts on that?
Davis his whole career at 130. Santa Cruz has spent he spent majority of his career at 126. So would he be more comfortable? I would say his camp would be easier. I wouldn't say he'll be more comfortable. I would say his camp would be easier because it all comes down to how good Tank's able to rehydrate. If he rehydrates well, then the weight won't be the problem. It's the weight loss that's the problem.
Right. Well, I mean that kind of goes into the question though, being comfortable at the weight. Jerry, do you want to be more specific about that? Are you talking about comfortable at the weight on fight night, or comfortable at the weight
because of the fact that he's lost so much pounds to make the weight?
Right. So if you can give us a little
Because
clarification on that.
as it stands, it could mean that you mean he's just more comfortable at 130. Whereas I just feel like if it all depends on what Tank like. It all depends on what Tank is. If Tank has a good camp or has had a good camp, and it's not all about fat camp, then I think Tank's more comfortable at 130. But if it is a fat camp, which I assume it is, where he's just shredding pounds, then of course it's not he's not going to be comfortable at that weight class. So just be more specific in your question. But thanks for the question, regardless.
Okay. Slerven is in the building. Slerven, what's going on? He said at 130 for 130 and 135-pound titles. Yeah, they regular belts. We don't really care about
Yeah.
it. Jeffrey also said, and Davis
No,
has
it's not regular belt. It's not. It's the 130 belt. Isn't Santa Cruz a super champion at 130, or am I wrong? I thought he was a super champion at 130.
he might be a super champion at 130, but the thing is, if he loses this fight, Tank is not gonna
Oh
keep the
my
belt anyway.
gosh, I don't know how true that is,
Read
but
read that. Read that. Read that.
if that is true,
Bro,
then
read that.
and
Read that.
Davis has a rehydration clause as well. I want to say I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, but if
Uh,
that's true, Jesus Christ. Who signed this contract for him? I don't know. Like, oh.
yeah, I haven't heard that either. I can't imagine Floyd and them signing that. To be
If
honest with
they
you,
did, they signed him up to lose. Not to lose, but they didn't sign it with his best interests at hand.
yeah, I don't know about that one, Jeffrey. I don't know about that one. He got another
If
comment.
if you have a link, but one second, if you have a link, Jeffrey, do put that in the like in the comments or something.
Yeah,
It's not we're saying that you're lying. It's just some sources aren't very
credible.
credible.
He said more comfortable making the weight and fight night. Davis hasn't made 130 in how long, and it's definitely a fat camp. Davis was huge going into this camp. Let me get at that real quick.
Go
Um,
ahead, go ahead.
Jeffrey, that's part of why we did this live, because it's actually it was a couple of people, but there's a boxing guy named Rick Glaser. He's been in the game for a long time, been in the boxing business for a long time. I know he put up a tweet early this morning saying that he was told that Tank Davis came into camp at 177 and he was having trouble making the weight. The pounds
Um,
wasn't coming off. Um,
and if you want to know how Tank's doing right now, and I have to give a shout out to Jeff because Jeff's journalistic skills is fantastic. 2 weeks ago, Tank put out a picture on Instagram, and everyone was in the comments saying, "Oh, Tank, you look sharp. Tank, you look fantastic." And Jeff was like to me after looking at the picture once, "Oh, that picture's an old picture." And I ended up doing my research and realizing it's an old picture that he took from his Instagram. Jeff, that picture's now been taken down. So the
yeah,
fact that he had to post the old picture to show how camp's going should tell you that weight ain't that great.
yeah, it was funny because Shane sent me the picture. He was like, "Yeah, Tank looked pretty good." I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
this is an old ass picture. That's why he looked good." You know what I'm saying? Hold
You got a
on.
lot of comments, so you might want to go to
Yes,
them.
I'm about to get to him right now, bro. Um, Jeffrey said I might be wrong about that rehydration clause. See,
I thought
but
so.
if you do find out some information, further information on that, definitely let us know. But I highly doubt that Floyd would allow him to sign that.
Yeah, definitely.
AR Ramirez is in the building. What's up? What's up? He says 130 or no fight. We only got our word, our word and balls. G. Listen, man, money talks, bro.
Of
If Tank
course.
comes in at 131 and they offer him 500,000 for that pound, he's gonna take it. He gonna take it, bro. Trust me,
But
he
even
gonna
if you
take it.
look at it like that, what they're gonna cancel a whole entire pay-per-view because he's a pound over.
Yeah, yeah,
They'll just give him like a fine or something.
yeah. The GOAT got 6. What's good, G5? Blessed up to all in. Appreciate your family. Jeffrey said if he came in at 177, wow. Yeah,
I
that's
mean, he
what.
looked about 180 when I saw him last time. Like he had a real big stomach. Like
Yeah,
he looked
we
fat.
were yeah, once Rick Glaser actually put that on Twitter, it became a huge issue because I was going back and forth with people on how big he looked in the Ivan Redcash sparring footage, because a lot of people thought I was basically reading Rick Glaser's tweet and I was just running with it. And I was telling people, like, no, like, this was just the eye test. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
mean,
Like the eye test on
that's.
how much you think he weighed in that sparring clip?
I mean, this is why you follow fighters on Instagram because I thought he weighed heavy. I thought he probably weighed about one 160 something, maybe 170. But even when you bear that in mind, I'd also look at the fact that you look at what he's doing in camp. You look at how he's very selective with what he reveals on Instagram. You know, sometimes it's not what people say, it's what they don't say, or what they post and what they don't post. And then also you have to look at the session that he done with Floyd the other day. He looked heavy in that one. So I'm skeptical because in anything I've seen of recent, probably of the last maybe 2 months or since the beginning of August or the end of July, he's either looked really fat or he's wearing something really big that doesn't show how fat he looks.
Um, he's been training since the end of July. Like, that's not normal for an October fight. Like, let's get that very clear. A normal camp is 8 weeks, 6 to 8, correct?
Yeah, I mean, let's bear this in mind. Dylan White fought in August. His rematch is in November. So he's been able to fight in two times between your camp, basically. If you started your camp in July, he's basically been able to fight twice in the time that you've had one fight
Yeah, and I mean from
with
the
one
eight,
camp. So that camp's a long damn camp.
yeah, I mean that's basically, I mean you basically it's a 12-week camp. It's 3 months.
Yeah.
It's 3 months, and that's now in the Red Cash sparring video. He looked every bit of 170 to me. He looked at every bit of 170, and that clip came out before he actually went into camp, like before he went to Vegas. So I might be a few pounds off. He might have been 175, something like that. So Rick Glaser actually saying that he was told he was 177. I can kind of believe that. I can kind of
I
believe
mean,
that.
just before you go to the next comment, and I kind of before you go to the next comment, what I was gonna say to you is the fact that he's doing a 12-week camp is actually a good thing, though, because if he didn't
I
do a
don't think so.
12-week camp, no, I'll tell you why it is. Because if he didn't do a 12-week camp, then it will be straight fat camp. If he done an 8-week camp, then you gotta look at it. What he done outside of the ring, out of camp, is the issue, not what he's doing in camp. Because he has to have a long camp. Because if he has a short camp, then he spends the whole entire camp losing weight. Whereas at least this time he's giving himself extra time to get adjusted to that weight. If he's done an 8-week camp, he's not losing all of that weight in 8 weeks. So that's why he has to do a 12-week camp. He has to have a 12-week camp. I'm not saying it's better than him not coming in shape. Of course, it's better if he came into shape. But if you're 177 pounds going into camp, what are you gonna do? You have to have a long camp. What else can you do? There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, I mean it's a good thing about default.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's by
You know,
default. There's nothing else you can actually do. You can't do an 8-week camp because you won't make weight in 8 weeks. So there's nothing else you can actually do.
and let me add this before we go to the next comment. Um, it's easier for bigger guys that fight at higher weight classes to actually get the weight off because the bigger you are, it's probably more water weight. And I know just by talking to strength and conditioning coaches and things like that, it's healthy It's not healthy when you're losing more than 10% of your, your weight, like in water. Like the max of water weight you should lose is 10% of whatever your weight is. So with him being let's just say he was 177, 10% of that is 17 pounds. That still gets him nowhere near 130. So
go on.
so even if that's the case, he loses the max amount of water weight, healthy water weight, then he's still in the 150s.
Yeah, one of the
He
things
has
that
to burn a lot of fat.
yeah, one of the things that we should do moving like on the week of the fight, probably after the weigh-in, we should get a strength and conditioning guy on the live.
Oh, I already have one. Already have one.
We could
Already
discuss.
have one.
There's so much questions I will have. So just
Yeah, I would
hypothetically.
have. Yeah, we can do that. Jeffrey said, I know for a fact Davis has huge penalties for every pound over 130. That I know. How much I'm not sure. Just said huge.
Pretty
Um,
sure. I agree with that.
I could believe that. J.R. Ramirez, y'all doing big things. G, good job to both of you guys. Appreciate you, good brother.
Love
Um,
for that.
said one of Tank's sparring partners said that the only thing that worries him about Tank was his weight. I'm just saying. Um,
I mean, to be fair, that doesn't mean nothing to me because that's like someone telling me the only thing I have to worry about Amir Khan is his chin. Everybody knows his issue, so it's not. There's not even there's not nobody can't say anything to me that's gonna either encourage me or deter me from my issues with Tank. It's set in stone. So that whatever his sparring partners say don't mean nothing to me.
yeah. I was now me personally not quoting anyone on Twitter or anything like that. Um, I was told he was extremely heavy going out to Vegas. I know people in the Mayweather gym, so we'll keep those names anonymous. But yeah, I was told that he came into camp extremely heavy, and he went out to Vegas because he was so heavy. Mayweather and his team was like, no, you need to get out to Vegas. It's easier to trim the weight down, the get some pounds off in Vegas because it's so hot. And then you're with Mayweather, like he's probably in the gym 2-3 times a day. Um, but so it's a serious issue. We got Beams 2K in the building. Beams, what's up? What's up? He said, what's up, Shane and G Fizzle? And here we go with Tank not making weight again. Yeah, bro, like that's the rumor right now, man. Like that's
How
the
much times has Tank actually missed weight? He missed weight when he moved up to 135 against Gamboa. Then he missed weight to lose his IBF strap. Then he missed weight to lose it. So it's been 3 times. Is it three
he's
times or
act-
four
he's
times?
been is he's I guess I can phrase it this way and it'll make it better. He's had to weigh in more than once to make weight 4 different times. Don't forget about the Liam Walsh fight. They had to
Oh
put
yeah.
him down and do all types of stuff to get him to make weight.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they. I'll if it. I mean, the next thing we're gonna see is the Sean Porter style where they literally just shave off his head or shave off, like take out some teeth or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he took a whole braid off. Like I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like I said, how much was it? Yo, he lost like
He
9
took off
ounces
the
off that
braid.
braid.
He took off the braid and he made weight.
And
That
he
was
made
funny.
weight. I was like, damn. I said, what? How much weight is
That
in
was
them
that
braids?
wasn't
Like,
a braid. That was a dreadlock, bro. I don't know what that was.
oh man. Jr. Ramirez. He said, I'm sorry, bro. Tank 365. LOL. G5. Your boy checked me. Hold on. Let me read it again. I'm sorry, bro. Tank 365. LOL.
He's saying middle fingers up to Tank, like F Tank.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um, Listen. Tank got the either or crowd. You love him or you hate him. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Jeffrey back at it said, not to change the subject, but are you guys hearing Crawford Brook is agreed on for November? My notifications going crazy with that news. My
I heard that.
notifications ain't going crazy, but
I heard that that was speculation about a month ago. So I
yeah,
heard about that.
I heard it was done. I heard it's
I
been
heard
done.
what I heard what you're hearing is the fact that like dates are being done, but me and Jeff spoke about the fact that the money was agreed about a month ago. Whenever the money's agreed, you know the fight's
The
happening. So
fight's happening, right?
whatever
Um,
you're hearing now is just literally
yeah,
nothing
it's just
relevant.
it's hitting mainstream, I guess you can say. But that's something we talked about over a month ago. JR Ramirez says going on 4 or 5 times. Yeah, it's been about 4 or 5 times. Tank is had trouble making weight. And for the people, the Tank fans is like, oh well, he's only missed weight once. Yeah, technically you would say that,
Did he
but
miss weight twice?
uh, no, I think it was just that one time when he lost the title. All the rest of the times he was allowed to weigh back in like an hour.
Fuck, bro, what
Yeah,
happened there?
I'm here.
Oh, fair enough. You literally froze. I guess that's me.
No, that was me. My screen went out for just a second. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think he only missed weight one time, like officially. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's still a problem. Like it's a huge problem. Slervin, uh, May MCG undercard. He missed there too and that was 3 years ago.
no, that was when he lost the belt, though. That was when he lost the belt. That was Mayweather McGregor. He lost the belt in
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
He doing okay. He said maybe. See, I'm glad you weren't here. I didn't know what the hell Slavin was talking about. I'm
No, I
like,
just remember him losing the belt on
yeah, it
Mayweather's
was on that
undercard.
card. Yeah, it was on that card. He's had hella issues making weight, which nobody's asked in the comment section. So I guess I can ask you if Tank is, let's say Tank makes weight 130 pounds. Let's also say he was 170, 175 going into camp. So that's 45 pounds, 40 to 45 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
With the weight being such a big issue for Tank, why is absolutely nobody giving Leo Santa Cruz a chance in this fight? Especially if he can take Tank's punch.
Because Tank has power. And people always favor a power puncher. I just feel like we have to. I see Tank knocking him out, and I do see Tank knocking him out. But in the same breath, I just feel like I don't know. I actually feel like this weight might be an issue with him, but I still see him getting a knockout. I see him looking very bad in the fight, but still getting a knockout because his power will just get him out, get him through. But I still see him looking bad.
I think the
But
fight,
why people aren't saying it, to answer your question, is just perception. I feel like people just have this perception of Tank being a big hitter, and Santa Cruz just doesn't have enough power to deter Tank. He does have good boxing skills, though.
here's my thing. People, I think people forgot that Yorkis Gamboa tore his Achilles. He tore his Achilles in the second round of that fight. I think it was the second round of that fight. So he literally fought 9, 10 rounds with a torn Achilles and was taking tank shots. Now, mind you, that was after the day before he missed weight, and then he weighed in 2.5 hours later and made weight. And he was visibly tired in the eighth round.
Yeah, no,
Visibly
he was
tired.
tired he was tired in that fight. But then you also got to look at the fact that when he fought Pedraza, he looked Pedraza couldn't take Tank's best punches. So
Yeah, but he didn't have no weight problems then.
I don't know.
He didn't
I
have no
don't know.
problems in that fight.
I'm
If you look at it this way, bro. Look at it this way. Let's think of the times that he's had trouble making weight and look at how the fights turned out. Now, Liam Walsh, he just blew Liam Walsh up out of here. Nothing but power shots got him up out of here. Now, the fight during the Mayweather,
McGregor.
he struggled in that fight.
I wouldn't say he struggled. I just think he looked quite desperate. He looked so
Yeah,
desperate to entertain that it looked kind of sloppy.
yeah, well, he looks sloppy. I'll go with that. He looks sloppy. And then the Gamboa fight, I mean, he it's crazy that I'm even saying this because he got multiple knockdowns. He got the stoppage in the 11th, but Gamboa wasn't offering too much offensively. And then on top of that, he was taking a lot of tank shots.
I hear all of that, but you're still not saying anything that tells me that his power won't get him out. I think you have weight problems. I think you have issues. I think Leo Santa Cruz will make him look pretty basic at times, pretty amateurish at times. But guess what? I still think his power is gonna get him through. I still think he's gonna
Don't
land. I still think he's gonna
don't
knock him out.
don't get it twisted. I do think he's gonna get Santa Cruz up out of here. Don't get it wrong. But worst case scenario for Tank is that Leo Santa Cruz can take his shots early in the fight, and Leo was still in it second half of the fight. That's the
Problem is,
scenario for
problem
Tank.
is a punch. This is the problem with that though. Him taking a punch is different to him not being able to land it. If he takes a punch and he's taking a punch, okay, that's fine. He can take it. But guess what? Tank, a puncher will never stop throwing punches. A puncher will never, especially if they're landing, a puncher will never stop throwing punches. So to me, even if he does get hit and he takes the punch well, Tank's gonna still be there throwing punches, and at some point you just can't keep taking hits. So I feel like Leo Santa Cruz needs to work on more prevention than actually cure.
Well, Tank is not a volume puncher. That's the thing.
No, he's not a volume puncher, but he throws a lot of power punches.
Right.
Majority of his punches are power punches.
It's this is such a crazy issue just for me because I think if it was anybody else, people would give Leo Santa Cruz more of a shot. Leo's been in with the better competition. He's been in the trenches more. He's won more legit title defenses. Like in terms of accomplishments, he has more accomplishments than Tank. Like
Doesn't need much though, does it?
This is strictly Tank and power. Like that's literally what we're talking about here. Tank and power. But we're talking as if Tank has Mike Tyson type power. His
For the
record,
weight class, he does. For the weight class, he does.
but we all know that the higher you go up in competition, the less the knockouts appear. Who is Tank fought that is actually on Leo Santa Cruz level?
Pedraza, maybe.
The Pedraza back then wasn't on Leo's level.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here because I'm
As
like
much as
people.
you're playing it, I don't see how he stops. To me, again, I look at it from prevention. So how does he prevent Tank from landing power punches? I don't see how he does that. That's just my issue. I guess that's me again, or that's Jeff.
No, I'm back. Hold on.
What's going on with your signal?
I don't know. It's showing that it's good. I got like all my bars and everything. I don't
What's the
know.
comment saying?
Beams 2K. I'm just getting tired of these top fighters not fighting the best because of money issues.
I
Listen,
feel like this. I
go ahead.
feel like since COVID, we're actually seeing a lot of good fights. Like you can't complain. This weekend's a good example, and then you got Teofimo Lopez versus um Lomachenko, and this is a big fight for Tank. So you can't really. I can't complain. I'm not gonna lie. I know why you're
Yeah,
saying it, and I do understand a lot of that is out of context, and a lot of that is because of what's happened previously. But we're in a good place right now.
and I think Beams. I think the fights that you're talking about, I think is more politics than money. The fights that you really want to see is politics. Um, Beams 2K also said, or not making weight. That's true. That's true as well. Jeffrey said,
I've seen a lot of fights like that at bantamweight, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see how Tank deals with Santa Cruz high punch out rate if he is drained from the weight cut. You want to take that?
Okay, he has a high volume. That just means he's gonna win rounds. Doesn't mean he's not gonna get hit. Nobody's saying anything about what Santa Cruz does when he gets hit. Nobody's saying it. Like I feel like as much, and I don't want to be so dismissive, but okay, he has a high punch output and he has high volume. He has high work rate. Okay, that's one round to Leo Santa Cruz. Does it the next round? That's another round to Leo Santa Cruz. He does it for 5 rounds and he's 5-0 up. And then he done it for 7 rounds, then he's 7-0 up. Boom, he gets knocked out. What does that? All of those rounds don't mean anything. You have to prevent your fighter from landing on you. And I don't see how he does that.
Jeffrey, to answer your question or respond to your comment, I think him throwing a variety of punches like he usually does is not good for him in this fight. It's not good for him in his fight because when you do that with a guy that loads up on shots, he could either catch and shoot or he can throw in between your shots. Um, Tank has one of the best uppercuts in the game. He has one of the best
The,
uppercuts in the game, and
the, I mean, think he's gonna again.
yeah,
Did
I'm
you
here,
go
bro. Go ahead.
again?
It's
The,
like for like two. It's doing it like 2 seconds, and then it's just coming back. So go ahead, bro.
the issue that I have is so if Tank if Leo Santa Cruz decides to rush Tank, fight on the inside, Tank can counter, he can try wait, or if um Leo Santa Cruz tries to go to the body, you don't want to trade body with headshots. Every method you put in the every ingredient you put in the pot for him to win, I can come up with a reason why it won't work. So I don't see. I'm not as much as I do think Tank has limitations, and I do think Tank is unprofessional, and he will eventually lose. I just don't think he'll beat to Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I agree. Um, it's I haven't seen a guy that has the accomplishments that Leo Santa Cruz has uh be so, I guess, so dismissed in a fight. Um, we haven't
If,
seen this in a while, actually.
I haven't seen it for a long time. To address your comment, I'll read it out myself. Jeffrey said the key for Cruz is he has to stay busy from round one and keep Tank on the outside as much as possible. Like I like the matchup. Issue with that is how does he push Tank back? He doesn't have enough power to push Tank back. He's not strong enough and he doesn't weigh enough. So just because you have a high volume doesn't mean you can push somebody back. Just means you're just gonna keep coming in and then walking into a wall that's not moving. And especially when that wall starts to throw punches back at you, what do you do then? Like Leo Santa Cruz doesn't have that much power, so I don't see how that he's gonna be able to push Tank backwards.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think it's a bad style matchup. Is people, so many people talking about the power and this, that, and the third. I think it's a bad style matchup for Leo Santa Cruz. Because it's one thing if Tank had power and he threw in volume, like it gives Leo Santa Cruz more opportunities to counter and kind of mix things up. But with Tank, he just a one-stop shop. Like he's gonna load up and he gonna swing his shots. And the one thing about Tank offensively is his punches come from a variety of angles. And that's the one thing that I do love about Tank. And
Yeah,
when
he will change the levels. He will
he'll change
throw
the
it from
levels.
underneath you. You throw it from above you, around you. You don't know where it's coming from. And if you're staying in the pocket coming forward, you're just gonna get knocked out. And again, he's gone again. So this signal is dreadful.
Yeah, and it's crazy because all my bars is up. It's crazy. Jeffrey said, I'm with you guys. LOL. Tank has to be favored, but I personally can see situations where Cruz can pull out an ugly fight. That's the only way he would be able to get close to winning is he make it ugly. Like basically hit and run. Basically.
Literally, he has to hit and run and keep running. What he needs to, and even running doesn't even work because at some point you're gonna have to hold your feet. But I mean, he's gonna have to run and hope Tank gets tired from loading up and missing. That's what he has to do.
Yeah. And Beams 2K said, okay, what fights are happening this weekend, gentlemen? You wanna run that? You wanna run that down?
So every single fight that's happening this weekend, you wanna be on Jeff's live. Like Jeff will be live for every single fight that's happening. So if you've been on Jeff's live before, you know why you want to be on Jeff's live. I don't need to explain. You want to be on it. So the first one is Bradis versus Dorticos. That's I don't know what time. I think it's 3 p.m. Jeff's time. So I don't know what
Right.
that is.
Right.
And then an hour after that, you got Josh Taylor. Then like maybe 10 hours after that, you got the beginning of not 10 hours, sorry, what am I talking about? 10 hours. 3 hours after that, you got the Charlo card, which has Brandon Figueroa, Lewis Neri, Danny Roman, Charlo versus Derevianchenko, and Charlo versus Rosario. All of those fights will be on Jeff's live. So he'll be covering
Yeah.
every single fight. So don't miss it.
Yeah, it's gonna be stacked. Gonna be stacked. And we're gonna get to this last comment. Jeffrey said it does.
I'll continue reading because I think Jeff's logged off again. It doesn't have to be that Cruz doesn't have the power, but I think if Tank's losing round after round, those punches will accumulate. No, Tank will lose rounds. Don't get it twisted. But when a puncher only has if Tank's losing round, all that's gonna do is make Tank load up on throw more punches. There's no deterrent. Because at that point he's thinking, well, I'm not going to win on points, so I have to load up on punches now. There's no deterrent from him. That's what Leo Santa Cruz needs. He needs a deterrent, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't have power, neither does he have the footwork or the physical attributes to actually nullify Tank's game. So
Yeah.
it's really a nice cherry pick for
And
Tank.
think about it this way, Jeffrey. Leo wasn't a power puncher at 26. You know what I'm saying? So take that and think about that for a second. Jeffrey also
He
said,
said, not gonna bother you guys. It's not a bother. You're definitely not bothering us. Don't see it as a
yeah,
bother.
he said
It's
he
just
just playing devil's advocate. Nah, you ain't
this is
bothering
just
us at all. Like we love.
this is just one
I
of
was
the
trying to play devil's advocate. I was trying
this
to
is
play
just
devil's advocate. There's no way to do it, really.
this is just one of the fights where you just gotta take it for what it is. But in terms
It,
of Tank's weight, if this happened against a Bechelt or Lomachenko, Devin
even a
Haney,
Comey, even a Comey,
Comey, who else is there at 130 that I could see? Who's at 130 right now?
130.
Not really. 130 is not so great. Let's move to 135. Even if it happened to, I said Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez. If it happened in one of those fights, then I would then I'll say Tank's in trouble. But he's fighting a 126 natural 126 fighter who has no power. He even have power for 126. So
yeah. So we actually gonna close it out right there. This is gonna be a continuing issue, so it's probably gonna be a part 2, part 3, part 4 to this to close
literally,
the fight. But Shane, give people your social media. They should already know it, but give them social media.
I_am Shane the number one.
All right. And of course, Jay Banks slides up in here. He said loading up is what Tank does best. That's absolutely correct. And
Fight
Twitter.
or Die says Tank gets him out of there. Too strong, too much speed. I don't think Santa Cruz hardest punch will hurt Tank. I 100% agree. And then Joe Martinez jumps in and says hi.
Oh,
This
okay.
always
Fight or
happens, to
die
be fair.
boxing. Yeah, this always happens. But yeah, Twitter G5 Jeff TV, Instagram Box with G5 Jeff TV. We just wanted to jump in here and touch on this topic real quick. And the tales of Tank Davis wait shall continue. But on behalf of VP Shane and G5 Jeff TV, we are out.